Today marks the 100th day of my No Buy Year challenge, and as somebody who has a really hard time celebrating her wins, I wanted to make this video to, I guess, commemorate something that I feel a deep sense of accomplishment over. I have been a compulsive shopper for most of my life, and it's hard to fathom that I have stuck to my rules for 100 out of 365 days, which feels like a lot, but it feels like I have such a long way left to go. Once I got past the first month to a month and a half, it got a lot easier. I could start to see the benefits of not buying a bunch of clothes and shoes that I didn't need. I feel like I was saving money, and I started to feel like I was getting somewhere with my decluttering. In the past, when I've decluttered, sure, I've removed a lot of things, but then constantly buying things meant I was just adding those back in. So I never seemed to be getting any closer to my goal of having a more minimalist wardrobe. But now, since I haven't been buying anything and I have been decluttering my clothing, I feel like I'm getting to a point where I'm really satisfied with the clothing that I own. And I think that the No Buy Year has been instrumental in helping me get to that point. When I decided to do this No Buy challenge, which I kicked off on October 14th of 2023, I had a list of things that I was allowed to buy and things that I wasn't allowed to buy. As I am someone who overconsumes in terms of clothes, shoes, jewelry, I decided that I would center my No Buy Year around those items because I don't really spend a lot of money on other things. And so my list of items that I wasn't allowed to buy included new or pre-loved clothing, new or pre-loved shoes, handbags, jewelry, and also new types or brands of toiletries that I wasn't already using. I am allowed to buy new patterns and fabric if I want to sew something, any kind of consumables or experiences such as coffee out with friends, movie tickets, concert tickets. I'm also allowed to buy home improvement materials such as paint if I plan to redo a room, because that's something that I wanted to do this year. And I'm also allowed to buy a souvenir for any trips that we go on this year. And in the past 100 days, I have stuck to those rules. I have not bought any new clothing, shoes, handbags, jewelry, any type of toiletries that were anything besides replacements. And of the items that I am allowed to buy, I haven't actually bought any of them except consumables. I haven't purchased any new fabric or patterns, but I have bought a few coffees, and I've had a few meals outside of the house. I meet my best friend for breakfast sometimes. I've went out to dinner with some friends and my husband, and we went to a movie over Christmas with the kids. We went and saw Wonka, which we really enjoyed. I'm also allowed to purchase home improvement materials such as paint, which I haven't yet, but I do have some plans to add a little bit more color to some of the smaller rooms of our house. So keep an eye out for some home improvement projects. And then the last thing that I was allowed to buy was souvenirs for any trips that we go on this year, which hasn't happened yet. Although I would love to get out of here because it's so cold and there is so much snow. In terms of replacements, I have bought some replacement toiletries after I've run out. And I have also bought a new pair of running shoes because the ones that I had previously owned, I had purchased back in August of 2022. So they were getting pretty old, and I noticed that whenever I would run, my knees and my ankles would hurt a little bit, which is usually a good indicator that I need new running shoes if I want to continue to do that. So I did buy a new pair of running shoes, which I didn't think about when I made my No Buy Year rules because I wasn't actually running at that time. However, as a way to stick to my replacement rule, I bought the exact same brand and colorway that my old shoes were. So it really is a true replacement. My husband knows that I am doing a No Buy Year and that I am pretty committed to it. So for for Christmas, he got me a gift certificate to my favorite local bookshop and a masterclass subscription, which I thought was like a genius idea. He also made note over the last couple of months of a few things that I mentioned I wanted to buy at a later date to make better videos, and he surprised me with a new lens for my camera. It's a pancake lens, which means that it doesn't stick out as far, so it's easier for me to take it with me. A new battery, so I have a backup battery, which really came in handy because I just had to change it while I was making this video. And he also bought me a wireless mic so that my audio could be better, and I thought it was just really sweet that he listened for a few items that he could surprise me with that wouldn't jeopardize my no-buy year. And then also my in-laws send us money for Christmas, and with my share I decided to buy a weighted vest because I want to do some weighted walking this year. I think that might be what I do for fitness. I'm not really great at being consistent when it comes to physical fitness, and I do enjoy walking, so I just wanted something that would add a little more resistance training to my routine that I hope I can stick with. I can point to 3 things that have really helped me be successful over these past 100 days. The first is that I've replaced the emotional outlet of shopping or even online browsing with journaling. I know that I am an emotional shopper. I would shop mostly when I was bored or sad as a way to reward myself. And once I decided to cut shopping out, I knew that I needed to have another emotional outlet if I was going to be successful. I have never been somebody who journaled, even though I've bought tons of journals in the hope that I would become somebody who journaled, but it never stuck. Deciding to not shop was a good catalyst to help me start journaling. Just taking a few minutes out of every day to write about my thoughts and feelings has been so helpful, and it just keeps me on track. Right after I write the day each morning, I write what no-buy day it is, and it's just so great to be able to make note of how far I've come every morning. The second thing that has been really helping me is that I have greatly reduced my shopping temptation. I no longer go to any of my favorite local stores. I think I've gone into my favorite consignment shop a couple of times just because I had to bring some items in. But whenever I do that, I just go up to the counter, I do what I need to do, and then I leave. And then the other thing is I haven't been really active on social media. I find that I get very inspired on Instagram, and I see people that I admire and follow wearing these really great things, and even though I don't usually want the exact item that they're wearing because I like to shop pre-loved, I do add a general description of the item to a thrift list or a wish list. Then I would always go and look for that item. And I just felt like I always had a never-ending list of things to buy, and I could never fully appreciate the things that I already owned. So I haven't been spending as much time on Instagram because I know that I will want to buy things, and when I'm not on there, I don't want to buy things. And then the third thing that has been really helping me is adopting an abundance mindset and looking at the things that I own from an abundance mindset instead of a scarcity mindset. Instead of thinking, oh, I don't have this or I don't have that, it's more of, wow, look at all the great things that I already own. Look at all of the things that I spent time and money acquiring that I loved enough to buy when I bought them. And I tell myself that I have everything that I need. Not shopping over the last 100 days has really driven that home. I have not felt like I've been lacking anything. And just through the sheer act of decluttering items, I realize that I have more than enough, that I don't need to constantly buy new things. And I've bought so many things just to discard them later. My hope for the next 100 days is that they go smoothly and that I am able to stick to my no-buy rules. Aside from a few bumps that I had at the very beginning, I would say within the first month to 6 weeks, my desire to shop for new clothes has greatly diminished, which feels like I'm on the right path to overcome my compulsive shopping tendencies, and I feel really excited about that. And since I've been staying off of social media a lot, it just makes me realize how much of a role influencing, marketing, and advertising has on me and my desire to buy new clothing, because without that, I haven't felt the need to shop. So for the next 100 days, I really hope to work more on having an abundance mindset and just being content with the things that I already own. I want to further explore the reasons that I shop and how shopping impacts my brain. I'm currently reading Dopamine Nation and hoping that it sheds some light. If you are currently doing a no buy year or a no buy challenge, how's it going? How far into it are you? Have you had any moments of weakness, any moments of clarity? I would love to hear about it in the comment section. And I just want to say thanks so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a like. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.